The bath. As a carefree 6-year-old, playing inside this mini-farm kept me constantly kid-grimy. My father insisted I take a bath one night, and I watched him as he started the water. I admired everything about my daddy. He was so strong and valiant. He was my hero. I noticed he didn't turn on the cold water, but I didn't know what to say. "Get in, sweet pea," he said, and flashed his genuine smile. I smiled in return, but inside my stomach churned. I didn't want to make him mad, and although he never exposed any anger towards me, I feared him. I remember thinking he would surely see the steam rising from the tub, but he hadn't yet. I stood motionless as he walked out of the bathroom to fetch towels. "Get in," played over and over in my mind. Returning to the bathroom, he told me, this time somewhat firmly, to get into the tub. I didn't shilly-shally now as I stepped into the scalding hot water. It was remarkably stifling. I hadn't felt anything so hot before. I did not want to disobey him or let him down because he was the adult. So I stepped the other foot in. My feet felt like they were combusting. He told me to get in. He'll see me only squatting here any minute. Clutching the sides of the tub, I tried to inch myself lower to sit in the water, but I couldn't do it. It was too hot, like my body wouldn't allow me. But I would disappoint my father. I hastily decided I would force myself in. I would let go of the sides of the tub and fall in. Surely that would hurt less than slowly inching in. So I did. I pulled my hands away and plopped in, the water level sloshing up over my belly. It felt like sitting on actual flames. My skin felt like it was melting off of my body. The tears began to roll down my cheeks. I always tried to cry silently because lamenting loudly usually upset my mother and merited a swat. My father glanced up at me, and seeing my tears, he rushed over and asked what was wrong. He soon figured it out and swiftly grabbed me from the bathtub in one fast swoop of his arms. He held me close upon his chest and began to rock me back and forth, lifting his head only to look at the beet-red skin on my legs, bottom, and tummy. From my waist down, my flesh throbbed, reminding me of the stings from the ants. "I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm so sorry, Daddy," I bleated like a wounded lamb. Why couldn't I just do what he said? He'll be upset with me. My father was rubbing his eyes to camouflage his tears. He whispered, his voice cracking, "Why didn't you just tell me?" What did he say? "I'm sorry, Daddy," I repeated, crying noiselessly. I'd never heard such a strange question. I didn't want to be a burden upon anyone. So, in my mind, I couldn't say anything back to him. I couldn't tell him. I wouldn't complain or disobey. I didn't answer. It was too foreign to me that he was weeping because of my pain. I was but a grousing pest. This was the ramification of my journey through the dark insanity of the other mom's whirlwind of rage. However bright my childhood joys were, I was still always frightened of making any mistakes. In my mind, that meant mom-style punishment. Although my father and grandparents never raised their voices or a hand at me, I was still scared of every adult.